Hello, everyone. My name is Stacey Chatman. Welcome to our gosh. It's been such a while since I have done a interview with competitors, but today is a new day. So I am so excited to introduce everybody to Ricky Shic. I first got introduced to him as the 2020 competitors were connecting with the OCB Mountain State Classic in order to compete. And because of COVID-19 and the restrictions and guidelines, we had to unfortunately postpone the 2020 competition. So let me reintroduce Ricky Shic. He is awesome and phenomenal. As I was preparing for the OCB Mountain State Classic 2020, lots of competitors reach out or they tag us in our posts, and I do pay attention to competitors. Ricky caught my eye, and even though, unfortunately, due to COVID, we had to cancel our show. Lots of other shows have been had to be rescheduled or canceled. My eye just always went to Ricky for, his personality. So I know he just competed in the OCB Big Apple in New York this past weekend. So without further ado, I want to introduce Ricky Shic, first place novice classic physique competitor.
What's going on, everybody? So happy to be on the show. Stacey, thank you for having me.
Oh, you are very welcome. I see you. I see you.
Hey,
Hey, we made
love
it
it.
work. This is awesome. Phenomenal. So
Awesome.
how are you doing, Ricky?
I'm riding on cloud nine right now. I am like coming off the show. It's just like, it was so awesome. I'm doing so good right now. I'm so happy.
Well, you should be.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. Like everything just went right. And it was just like one of those things that I'll never forget. You step up on stage with so many amazing competitors and you make so many good friends there. And it's one of those things you go and you go tell your kids, like, hey, I competed in the OCB Big Apple. Let me tell you the story, child. So it's something like that. So I'm just so happy to be here. It's awesome. Stacey, you could hear me?
I did hear you up until stepping up on the stage, but we're just going to go ahead and flow with this. I
Let's
know
do
sign
it.
language,
That
so I
works for
might read
me.
your lips. Okay, works for you. But I also seen where somebody that I know, Todd, has chimed in and he's watching our interview. So I want to say hi, Todd, and Michelle Smith. I want to say hello as well.
What's up,
So
guys?
like I said, with meeting Ricky and following him in his journey and his story to the stage, um, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how you got interested in natural bodybuilding, because you are as we call it, we had jokes behind the scenes, you are a young competitor. So how did you get interested in competing as a teenager and now you're a young adult?
Well,
So please share that with people.
Well, Stacy, first off, inside joke, Stacy. I got my oats. I'm ready to go because of my age. I am 25.
Right.
Anyway,
Get
so
the
how I got
oatmeal.
introduced into natural bodybuilding was as a kid, you know, I always would see my father train. He would be downstairs and he was a pretty strong bench presser. He'd be benching at least like 315 and that just became normal to me, growing up. And it was one of those things I just fell in love with being in the gym. And, I could never play a ball sport. You give me a football and I'm like, ah, right? So I fell in love with the gym. It was an incredible experience. And my father really influenced me in that, and that's how that's how I fell in love with, natural bodybuilding. It's one of those things where, hey, how can I take me and make me the best me that I can be? So as a young kid, that's what inspired me to be a natural bodybuilder.
Well, I just love what you just said, because sometimes you're fading in and out, and we'll work through these glitches. But I like what you just said. Whether you are a bodybuilder or someone who's beginning your fitness journey, I love what you said. Take me and make me a better me.
Right.
I love that. That's phenomenal. That's very inspirational and motivational. And you do most definitely have a inspirational and motivational story. So I love the fact that you said, hey guys, even though we're talking about bodybuilding, what he said was on point where it says daily, we got to wake up and say, I will say, make me a better me. You might trip, you might fall, but at the end of the day, did you make you a better you? You know,
Right.
so I really like what you just said about that. So right now, I just want to kind of fast forward. I want to show people what you can do in a pandemic physically,
Oh,
right?
I love it.
So I want to show people your stage pictures from last week. And as the slideshow is going, I want you to speak about maybe what was going through your mind at that moment. Because again, people, you had to train at home during this pandemic, correct? You did not
Correct.
have a gym, correct?
Correct.
Let's see his pictures as he was performing or on stage.
So
Let's see that.
this is this is very attainable, and a lot of people don't really get that. You know what? Just because you have an adversity in front of you doesn't mean you can't achieve what you want to achieve. I mean, listen, what was going through my head up on that stage was I've worked so hard to get to this very moment, right? And it was like a culmination of everything that happened, not this August, but last August up until now, because that's what I was prepping for. And no matter what really happened on that stage, I could look myself in the mirror and say, I handled my business, I did everything I could, and I brought in the best package I ever brought in my life, you know, and it was just amazing. It was amazing to get up on that stage to finally, like, almost like a graduation. Like, I did the work and here I am, celebrating with all these other competitors, you know. And training during a pandemic, you have to make do. Like, I had minimal equipment and I had to overload my body and challenge myself in ways that I never challenged myself before. I mean, for crying out loud, we did have a chicken shortage, so you had to find other ways to get nutrition in there. So we made it work. I mean, oh, I love this side chest shot. I mean, by the way, that's George in the middle. He actually wound up winning his pro card. He's an amazing guy. Oh my gosh. I met him the first day, and I was just thinking up on stage, I'm like, wow, how amazing are the personalities that get up on this stage? Because everybody has a story, and it's incredible. Like, I met him in the hallway getting our polygraph test, and we wound up hitting it off, and we're giving high fives on stage, and it was a beautiful time. It really was. And that's what I love. I love the sport. And everybody on that stage came to battle. Everybody showed up on shape. And it was intense. Man, your adrenaline starts pumping when you're on that stage, so that's definitely incredible.
I love this picture right here.
Is that the back double bicep one?
Oh, yes.
Come on, baby, that's my
So I
money
do want
shot.
to give it,
That's what I work for.
you work for that. You work for that. I do want to give a shout out to Karen. She says so proud of our interview. Lots of people from that do lots of other businesses do chime in. So thank you, Karen. So I want to say hi. But absolutely, absolutely, Ricky, that back double bicep pose. I mean, you belong on that stage. And I'm sure you were the youngest one up there.
I
Were you?
Yes, I was. Oh
We're
yeah,
gonna
I was a young baby.
yeah, I know. We're gonna joke with you on this little young buck thing. It's kind of cute.
It's good. I
It's
felt
our
it felt.
basking joke.
I love it.
It's awesome. No, even like, okay, here's the thing. And I love to do interviews where I really get to just gravitate towards the people that I interview. Now, here's Ricky. He decided to compete in the middle of a pandemic, and there's a protein shortage of chicken. I do want to laugh because I'm a jokester.
That's
And
true. I mean,
I am
come
going to
on.
laugh. So, okay, to bodybuilders, protein is very important, and chicken is one of those. go-to protein. So what did you eat? What did you replace the chicken with?
It blew my mind. Okay, so follow me on this. I'm going into ShopRite, right? I go into ShopRite. I'm ready to get my chicken, right? And I'm like, all right, going down the aisle, and there's no chicken. And here's the crazy part. I look to my left, all the chicken's gone. I look to my right, and all the seafood is there. It's like everyone said, we want toilet paper, paper towels, and the chicken, right? So I said, okay, I won't be eating chicken. I'll just have tilapia and all, because they took the ground beef too. I guess chicken and ground beef is the only thing that people wanted. So I took a lot of seafood, and there were so many other protein sources like Greek yogurt and stuff like that. So I said, hey, gonna use my noggin, gonna use my macros, gonna grab some other food. And that was it, and I used my ShopRite card. Thank you, Mom. Saved myself $50.
Awesome. I just think that's phenomenal. So, party people out there. Um, so Ricky decided, even though that he was in a protein shortage of chicken, he went to fish, Greek yogurt that has a protein source, and he made it work. And he came
Yeah.
in first in the novice division. For those of you that are new to bodybuilding, that means this is his, this is first. He competed in a category that he has not won first, but now he's won first, so he can never compete in novice again. So congratulations
Yes.
to you on that. So how do you feel?
Oh, it's phenomenal. I'm like, me first place. This is amazing, right? You ride the cloud nine for a little bit, and it's like, wow. I worked so hard during a pandemic that bodybuilding is something that not, I'm just going to throw a random generalized number out there, but like 99% of the people can't do. It requires an incredible discipline in itself without a protein shortage, with gyms you could go to, right? So this first place is very special to me because I didn't do cardio on a treadmill. I did it in the pouring rain, right? There was no stopping, right? I worked out in my basement with minimal equipment. Thank you, parents, because they were like, hey, listen, gyms are closed. You got a contest to do. Why don't you come and use our equipment? So I got to say thank you, Mom and Dad. Love you guys to death. And there's so many people you can't, that in your support system that you can't do this without. So I'm doing cardio in the pouring rain. I'm getting the work done, right? I'm traveling to deep, dark waters, right? You got to go to a place where you're saying, okay, I'm going to give this everything I got. So when I stepped up on that stage, right, and I got one first place, that meant a lot to me. That's going to be on my trophy thing, and I'm going to look back and say, wow, I took myself to the limit. I went the distance, and I know I could do it again. So that's what I love about winning novice, and I'm so happy that I did it. I'm so happy that I did this show.
That is just so awesome. So the thing that I want to say that Ricky is the new Rocky. He trained in the basement, right?
Adrian!
Yeah,
We did
exactly.
it!
You did it. You did it. Also, I want you have another phenomenal story. This is your story. Um, and you told me about some other challenges that you had as a young adult, and you're still a young adult, oatmeal. um, but you shared with me some challenges that you've had that really had you go inside, as a person, as a young adult,
Right.
and to motivate yourself. And you can share your journey and share your love and your passion for your spirituality. This is your time. This is your story. This is your platform. And,
So it's
so go ahead and
so
tell
check
little
this out.
people about your journey.
So this is my journey. I'm so excited to say, listen, I'm an open book. I'm so honest. I'm not afraid to talk about it. I know a lot of people are almost afraid to share their testimony, and this is my story. And in my early 20s, right, I suffered from anxiety, crippling anxiety. I know a lot of people out there understand what I'm talking about. Those panic attacks where you're sitting at home and you're just afraid and worried about the world, and you're worried about everything that's going to happen. I suffered from depression. I was involved with, let's just say some people that were really, really, bringing me down, and they weren't bringing me up high. And I wound up compromising a lot of the things that I believed in. And that caused a lot of anxiety and depression on my part. So what happened was mental health is so important. I wound up getting to be 210 pounds, not understanding that I wasn't a bodybuilder anymore, right? Because I've been doing this a long time. I competed in 2014, but it wasn't until I would say like 2016 that the depression and the anxiety really started to manifest. And that anxiety looked like this. I couldn't get on the parkway in my car. I couldn't drive anywhere, right? I was really depressed about myself, so I would eat all the time. But here's the crazy part. Sometimes you don't even realize, since you're so engrossed in the anxiety and the depression, you don't realize that you're anxious or depressed until someone snaps you out of it. So a lot of events had to take place that I needed a change. And last August in 2019, I said, Jesus, I need you. I gave my life back to Christ because I said, I need hope in my life again, right? I've always been a Christian, but it was one of those things where I wasn't giving the Lord my everything. And I was on the point where you get to a breaking point in your life. And I was at that breaking point where I was on my knees, bawling. I was at my weakest rock bottom moment. And I said, Lord, guess what? I got nothing to lose anymore. I want to give you my life. So I wound up getting baptized in August. And here's the crazy part. And here's the amazing thing is once I gave my life back to Christ, amazing things started to happen. I had a peace in my soul that I never had before. Depression, gone. I'm just this happy-go-lucky guy, and it's genuine. And my anxiety, out the door, because I remember I'm driving and I'm on the phone with my mom and blah, 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 on speakerphone. I'm not texting and driving. You got speakerphone going on. So I'm driving and I got her on Bluetooth and I'm like, yeah, mom, I'm just driving up to Pennsylvania. Mom, I'm driving to Pennsylvania. She's like, Rick, you're driving to Pennsylvania. And I start screaming over the phone and I'm almost in tears because that crippling anxiety I had, it's not there anymore. And I'm so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, Lord, I could do anything now. I'm not, I'm no longer a slave to fear. And fear is so crippling. And once you learn that it's just smoke and mirrors, right? That the Lord's got you and there's so much hope. So at that point in August, I was like, okay, I felt the Lord put on my heart. He's like, listen, you have a gift for this bodybuilding thing. I want you to give it everything you got. So I made that commitment. I said, okay, I'm going to compete for X, Y, and Z show. So I started prepping. Remember, this is before the pandemic, right? So I gave my life back to Christ. Anxiety, depression, out of the way. Guess what? It's go time. Let's do this. So I started practicing what I preached as a trainer all these years. And then the weight, I was 210 pounds. And come showtime, I was 155 pounds at 4% body fat with the Clippers. That could be here or there, but that's the reading I got. But it's amazing. I felt better. I could walk up the stairs again without being short of breath. You know what I'm saying? My feet didn't hurt anymore. I was happy, and I was living the life that I always wanted to live. And so I was prepping for a show in March, and boom, that got canceled, right? Pandemic hit, boom, chicken shortage. And I said, I'm not going to stop just because Mother Nature says, hey, everybody stop. You have a goal, you have to figure out ways to get to that goal. And guess what? I figured it out, right? And that's what I'm saying. So with all this stuff, another show cancellation. I was going to go for the Big East Natural. That got canceled in Albany because New York shows were shutting down. And then finally in August, the OCB Big Apple said, hey, we're going to do everything we can to get this show on the road. And then I just kept going towards the goal and I never gave up. And I couldn't have done it without the Lord in my life because my strength is strongest when I'm weakest and I depend fully on him. So that's my story. That's my redemption story. I came from nothing, from a depressed, anxious kid to a kid who's ready to take on the world. My mom said this one thing to me, and I'll never forget it. She looked at me in the driveway, and she said, and after it was like a big traumatic event that happened, she said, I feel like the Lord's telling me this to you. No more delay. And I was like, it just hit me. I'm not going to be delayed any longer. I'm going to live the life that God wants me to live, and I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be holy. I'm going to do this thing, right? And then my buddy, if you can actually see, he got me a necklace that says no delay on it. So that's my battle cry. And that's my story, no delay. So that is my testimony. That is my story. And I'm so glad you guys got to hear it.
That is phenomenal. There's so many things that you just said that I want to touch on right now. Some things that many people are experiencing still, and that is depression and anxiety. Um, when March 17th came, mid-March came, a lot of people, especially the fitness people in the fitness industry, I'm speaking directly to you. I know your world crumbled. I'm a fitness professional, been one for 17 years. And I know not only in my profession, but a lot of people are still experiencing depression and anxiety. We feel
Right.
like it's a groundhog
Right.
day. Every day I wake up, like, what day is it? Okay, because I'm still not back to work, and that's okay, right? Feel like it's Groundhog Day. Um, so I greatly appreciate you tapping on to depression and anxiety right now,
Yeah.
because a
Hmm.
lot of people need to hear that. I know in February I was at one weight. In May I was at another. It was not. It was on. It was not on the
Right.
positive scale. But just like you said, Jesus, I need you. And other
Right.
people, if you're not of a Christian faith, universal guide, universal source, spiritual source, tap into that positive energy to get you up and moving. And you said no delay, even though that some things in the world has stopped and ceased, but there's no delay. So I do want
No delay.
to congratulate you on, um we call it tenacity, having that tenacity to continue to your journey to the stage. And I
Thank
do
you.
applaud you on that, because you're an example with that. And as you being an example, just with that, I just want you to tap into some of the things real quick, about just your strategy. I know you talked about muscle maturity. Even as a teenager, you knew you had, after you competed in some bodybuilding shows, you needed to take some time off to build that muscle. And John has, our producer, has a clip of your videos that you have out there on YouTube, and they're very
Right.
informative, because you also have a blog called Fitness for You, and you really do want to help motivate people. So, John, can we see that clip of Ricky in talking about muscle maturity?
What's going on, Fitness for You junkies and fitness enthusiasts all around the globe? Welcome back to another episode of Fitness for You. So check this out. I didn't comb my hair this morning, but that's okay. You want to know why? Because I had my coffee. So check this out. Today I want to talk to you guys about muscle maturity. What's muscle maturity? And a lot of bodybuilders, including myself, have totally fallen under this category of prima bulk. What's the prima bulk? It's that guy who's in the gym who's just in a forever bulk state. He just keeps eating, and just wants to get big. And I understand the point. You want to get bigger as a bodybuilder because we think bigger is better. And at some concept, yes, bigger is better. So check this out. What can we do differently? If you look at somebody like Lee Haney, he was 250 or 40 pounds every single Olympia, right? He never hit the 300s. He stayed at the same weight. And he had this concept. He said quality over quantity of muscle, right? So every year he stepped up on stage, he was pretty much the same weight, but he got better every single year, right? It's the muscle maturity. It's the muscle getting better every single year. A bigger muscle doesn't necessarily mean a better muscle, right? I see guys who are either in this forever bulk state or they're trying to reach size. That's always the goal. Size. It's never quality. Because they miss the point of quality when they're trying to get big. And I get it. I was there too, right? But Lee Haney also said that he sees these people getting bigger and bigger, but the quality and the design and the look of the muscle isn't as good. It looks underdeveloped, right? So I think one thing that we can focus on is getting a quality muscle, right? Maybe size isn't always the option, right? Maybe taking the time to mature the muscle over time to get it to the best spot that it needs to be, because quality will always trump quality. Guys, disagree with me in the comments if you want. That's totally cool. I'm always open to a discussion. And if you like more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. You guys know the deal. Love your body, love your mind, and love your soul.
Yay! I love
Yay.
when people really take that next step to really inspire and motivate people and give them knowledge that they need. I also want to give a shout out to my pastor has chimed in on us, Ricky. So
What's up,
I just want
bro?
to say, yeah, Pastor Brad. So say hi to Pastor Brad. He's chimed in.
What's up,
So
Pastor
he,
Rat?
it's right. So there you go. But no, I do, and that's what really our journey is about. I know with me and social media, sometimes I get burnt out on it. And in order for me to re-engage myself, it's about helping people. It's about sharing your stories with others, connecting into
Right.
you. And I do want to put that out there that if anyone has a motivational and positive story, I'm going to be doing lots of social media on people, inspiring people, bodybuilding, health and wellness. So just send me a message. But I do like the fact that you're not apprehensive being, you are the future. And I love the fact that you are educating people, not only on your spiritual journey, but also in health and wellness, because you are the future. And I'm going to be watching
Thank you.
you and other people, but most definitely going to be watching what you bring to the industry as a fitness professional, utmost and first, um, as well as a bodybuilder, because you have a big future in bodybuilding. I see it. I see
Thank you.
you,
Thank you.
after you compete several years, probably coaching, being a promoter such as myself. So I want to commend you on that. And on that note, is there anything that you want to add? I know you didn't get a chance to compete in the OCB Mountain State Classic
I know.
2021. Is our year. Is there anything that you want to just tell people or just share, and most definitely share all your handles on Instagram, your YouTube page, because you're going to be putting out new
Right.
content. Um,
Yeah.
anything?
So you could find me. You could find me at Ricky Shic Fitness for You on Instagram. That is the best place to find me because what you see on my Instagram, you could see on my Facebook. You get all the links over there. I just want to put that out there. But the one thing I can say to everybody here, and from my experiences, there's hope. Okay? You can do this. You got this. You are so much more valuable than you could ever imagine, right? You have so many gifts. I'm talking to each and every one of you listening or who may be listening in the future. You have value. You have worth. God's given you gifts that you're going to share with the world. Now, just because your emotions say one thing, that doesn't reflect the facts, okay? I can tell you that from personal experience, okay? I felt worthless and depressed. Guess what? I know I'm not worthless and depressed, okay? Fearfully and wonderfully made. I got gifts, and I'm not saying that in a proud way, right? Like, oh, I got gifts. No, I got gifts and I want to share them with you. And you guys should do the same thing. You got value, there's hope, and there's worth, and you got this. And stay happy.
Oh, I just love that. I'm taking my glasses off. Sometimes, I like to take my readers off. Okay, sometimes just so people can really see my eyes and take the glare off. You said so many positive things, and we're going to end on that, guys. You are worthy. Okay, people, you are worthy of the dreams and the aspirations that you want to put in your life. And it's a matter of stepping out on faith. I'll be honest with you. In 2012, I did not think that I was going to put me on stage as a professional bodybuilder or amateur at that time. Now I am a professional
That's
and
awesome.
masters at that. Y'all know I'm in my 50s. So, the sky's the limit. It's all your age. Ricky Rick here, Ricky Rick, he's half my age, and that's the thing about bodybuilding. Yes, with his little oatmeal. That's our little joke because I said, how old are you, Ricky? And he came to me on and everything. He says, oh, I'm 25. I was like, oh, you're a baby. We're gonna give you some almond milk with oatmeal. And we still laugh about that. Some of y'all don't get it unless you're in the bodybuilding world. But he gets almond milk with oatmeal for his little protein, okay, and his carbs. That's what he gets when he's around me. But it is true to state that if there's something that you want people, even in the middle of a pandemic, go for it. Take this time and actually go for it. As
Yes.
Rick has said, no delay. Even though
No
we have lots
delay.
of things that can hinder us, no delay. When I saw that scale starting to go up, I said, no delay. I need to hit this gym every day. So, Ricky, I just really want to say that you are an inspiration. You're inspiration to, millennials right now. And I just hope everybody follows you on your channels, follows your fitness journey. I know you're going to be taking 6 months off from the stage, but don't take 6 months off from motivating and inspiring people. It's been a pleasure interviewing you.
Stacey,
Stay connected to the OCB Mountain State Classic page. I will stay connected to you. Probably do a couple more interviews with you. I want to do that. So, is there anything that you want to add to the people as we say goodbye?
Hey, Stacey, can I interject a second?
Yes.
We have his part of his stage routine, the video that we haven't shown yet.
Let's do it.
Oh, this is
Come
awesome.
on.
So we got an extra clip. Okay, everybody, this is great. This is great. So everybody, and when you're competing in bodybuilding, okay, and in the minute of, I can say, competing, you have to compete with other competitors. But you also get a chance to showcase your physique in doing a 60-second routine. So we are going to honor Ricky by sharing his phenomenal routine. So everybody, are you ready for this?
Guys.
Let's see it. Thank you, John. Appreciate that.
Let's go! There we go! Let's go!
Yay!
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you know what? That routine was power and beauty. I love classic physique for the ability to be able to pose and just display your personality on a stage and be like, hey guys, let's have some fun, let's entertain some people, but check out this body kind of deal. In Speedo trunks, but it's nice. Shiny Speedo trunks, just to be honest. I had to buy the best ones.
So
Awesome.
The thing that I want to say is that what you just said is the routines. Those of you that are new to bodybuilding, you're checking out a bodybuilding podcast, is that yes, your 60-second routine is about having fun, connecting with the audience, and most definitely showing off your butt. Hey, you cannot be shy when you are doing your 60-second routine. You also brought spirituality to that. I heard the words, okay? I heard the motivation. Yes, I did. So, I mean, you are really phenomenal. We did have another professional bodybuilder chime in doing everything. His name is Keith Holland. I want you to follow him. He's a Masters Pro. He checked out your routine and he said it was dope. He did chime in.
Thanks,
as
Pete.
we were seeing that. So Keith is an awesome awesome competitor, a great competitor, also well as with just connecting with other bodybuilders. So please check in with Keith. But I just want to say to everybody, thank you for chiming in on a Friday morning. Like I said, I haven't done interviews in the past, I want to say, my producer's back here, maybe about 4 or 5 months. That's because I've been going through my own thing with this COVID. But I'm coming out strong with Rick. If you want to reach out to me and you have a phenomenal story as a bodybuilder, please connect. I'm also doing health and wellness podcast, so I'll be connecting with people that I'm following. So, Rick, final words. You get the last word.
Final words, real quick. Stacey, John, I love you guys. Thank you for having me on. This was such an awesome thing. So my off season is going to look something like this. I might take 6 months off and, make some improvements to where I need to, or I might just see an OCB Mountain State Classic and go, whoa, TikTok, here I come. Maybe. So those are my final words. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this podcast. This podcast is awesome. So much good stuff's going to come out of it. And yeah, stay happy.
God bless everybody. Thank you for chiming in and have a great and wonderful weekend. Stay safe, wear your mask, protect others, protect yourself. Bye.
Peace out.